Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial on integrating IndexNow with Laravel for better SEO. Today we'll learn how to instantly notify search engines about updates to your Laravel website using the IndexNow protocol. This can significantly improve your site visibility and ranking. Let's dive in. Now, first thing first is, what is IndexNow? IndexNow is an easy way for website owners to instantly inform search engines about latest content changes on their website. In its simplest form, IndexNow is a simple ping. In its simplest form, IndexNow is a simple ping so that search engines know when a URL and its content has been added, updated, or deleted, allowing search engines to quickly reflect this change in their search results. Without IndexNow, it can take days to weeks for search engines to discover that the content has changed, as search engines don't crawl every URL often. With IndexNow, search engines know immediately the URLs that has changed, helping them prioritize crawl for these URLs and thereby limiting organic crawling to discover new content. Okay, so basically we ask ourselves this question, and I'm sure you're going to also ask yourself the same question: what can IndexNow do for you? So basically, first thing you need to know, it helps for faster indexing. When you update or delete content on your website, IndexNow lets you immediately notify search engines about these changes, ensuring your new or modified content appears in search results much faster. And another thing you need to know is that, it helps improve your SEO. Since search engines will be aware of these changes on your website real time, your content will have a better chance of ranking correctly based on the freshness and relevance of the content you have. Then thirdly, resource efficiency. IndexNow reduces unnecessary crawling. Instead of search engines crawling your site frequently to detect changes, they will only crawl when you notify them, which can reduce server load. Then 4, another thing you need to know, broader coverage. Major search engines like Bing, Yandex, and other search engines participating in IndexNow can quickly reflect changes, so you don't have to wait for the usual crawl cycles. Now, first thing first you need to know is, how does this work, or how does this get integrated into your Laravel website or app? So first thing we get started with is we go to the Bing website, webmaster tools website for IndexNow. Then we'll come to implementation. Okay, so when you click on this, you have it here already. So the first step is 1, generate a key. Now when you generate a key, the key is in form of a .txt file, right? When you download this, it says, do you want to download? Yes. Now secondly, you now need to host your API key. Host your API key file at the root of your website. So like, for example, you have www.example.com, you are going to upload that file to the root folder of example.com. So, and inside the txt file you're going to upload, this API key is going to be within the content of that file. Then also, thirdly, what you now need to do is submit your URLs. So it says submit individual or bulk URLs with your key location as your URL parameter. Okay, so you have the request here. So now, how do we implement this into your Laravel website? Now let's go to our code editor. I'm using Visual Studio Code Editor. So I will need to create a form. So creating a form is going to look like this, right? So we have a form created. So what this does is, this form has a method of post, which is what we are following here. So we have to use a post method. So we have two methods when you're talking about form. you have the, sorry, did I just say two? You have about three methods when it comes to form submission. The first one, give me a minute, is we have the get method, we have the put method, and we have the post method. Put method, get method, and put method. So post method, what it allows you to do is to post something to either the database or to post to an API to get a response. Then the get method is to get something either from an API or the database. So the two major methods you most likely be making use of in web application or a website, or basically when you're developing, are going to be post and the get method. So people that are you always using in interaction with APIs, they make use of get method most times. And if you want to get something from an API, you use the post. Sorry, you want to get something from an API, you need to use the get method. Then to post something to an API to get a response, you use the post method. So that is it. So we'll go back to the Visual Studio Code. In this view, we created a view under a folder called SEO. So we're going to save this. So this submission is going to be going to this URL. So in my web.php routes, I would have this, which will return the view for you. So now basically it says route get IndexNow function return view. So you're saying route get URL called index.now, index-now. Now that same route will now return a function which will now fetch a view called folder SEO file index. So when you save this and you go to your browser, one moment, so let's go back to the browser now, and we should be able to see that in our browser. So this is it. I'll reload this, and this is the form here. So now that works fine. So now let's go back to Visual Code, and the next thing we're going to do now is to run this method here. So let's go back. So now we need to create this in our routes for Laravel. So one moment. So we'll go back to our Visual Code editor and we will insert this. Okay, so you insert this. So basically what this whole thing is all about, this whole code is all about, I'm going to give you a description of everything, what it does right away. So now I'm sure you're looking at, oh okay, it looks similar to what you just posted. Yes, it's similar. So now it starts with you importing necessary tools. Yes, so you need to import what you have, HTTP. You need to import this HTTP class, which allows you to send HTTP requests. Then also you already have your route here. Then if you look at route definition, we are making use of post, right? The code sets up post route at submit now index now. When someone sends a post request to the URL, the function inside here will run, just like when you send a get method request to this URL. The function will run this view for you. So basically what we just did is to run this, and you have this function running. So Okay, we have host. Host is the URL, your website URL. The key is going to be the key that you are getting from here. One moment, the key is going to be this key you are getting from here. So if that's going to be the key, I'm just trying to explain the whole code to you. So first thing first, again, like I said, you import the necessary tools, right? You already have your route, you have your HTTP class, your route class, your HTTP class. Then also you already defined the URL that will be making the post, which is submit dash index now. Then also you have inside this function that will be making the post request, you have the host, which is your URL, you have the key, you have the key location where the key is located, and you know they said the key must be located in the root folder of your website. So your root folder is usually something like this. When you log into your cPanel, this is where you'll see your root folder. Your root folder is usually public underscore HTML, like what you're seeing right now. Then you now have key location. Like I said, key location, this is it, your key, you define your key here. Then the URL list is when you have to define the URLs of your website you want to send to the search engines to be aware of. So you have example.com, you have example.com/about, and you have so on and so forth. Now if the request is successful, like you see, if response successful, return a JSON response to the user saying that the URLs were submitted successfully, along with any data returned by IndexNow. Now if the post method or the post request fails, it returns a JSON response indicating an error alongside the actual error message and the response from the IndexNow API. So basically, in summary, this code is used to notify IndexNow that certain pages on your website have been updated by sending a post request and handling success or failure response. So if you save this and you try to run this, it won't run because I don't have what's it called, a cPanel I can test this with for you, but it's going to submit and you most likely get an error. So this is for us to test that this is working and this is not working. So let's submit and we get this. It says fail to submit URLs. Yes, given key is not valid. The key should have a minimum of maximum. This key can contain. So yes, like I said, so this works. So just follow the process and ensure you download the key, upload to your root folder, and there you have it. So yes, so that is everything you need to know about IndexNow and how to implement IndexNow into your Laravel app. Thank you for watching, and also please kindly subscribe, share and comment. If you have any issue along this whole process, kindly put it in comments and I will respond. Thank you everyone.